It's their way or the highway. They know best, and they think that everyone else should just shut up and listen to them. They believe they are the most crucial person in the room. Everyone else is there to serve them, support them, and make them feel better about themselves. That's how it works with narcissistic mothers. Here are 10 reasons narcissistic mothers can be damaging and destructive to their daughters. Number 1. A narcissistic mother will compare you with other people. Narcissistic mothers can be damaging because they make their children feel like they are constantly being compared to other people. Narcissists tend to be very competitive and often use their children to compete with other parents. They will compare their children's grades, athletic abilities, and even their looks with other kids to make themselves feel better about themselves. As their daughter, you will work twice as hard as everyone else just to get half as much respect from your peers. This is because of the constant comparison that is not in favor of your narcissistic mother. Number 2. A narcissistic mother will make you struggle with self-esteem issues and low self-worth. A narcissistic mother's constant criticism and lack of validation will make their daughters struggle with self-esteem issues and low self-worth. This often leads to anxiety regarding dating and relationships, because they will feel that they are not good enough. Narcissistic mothers can damage their daughters because they tend to look down on them and see them inferior. They may constantly compare their daughters' appearances unfavorably to other women's looks, causing their daughters to feel insecure about their bodies. The problem with this type of behavior is that it teaches the daughter that there is something wrong with her as an individual and that she needs someone else's approval to feel worthy or accepted. This can lead to low self-esteem and difficulty making decisions without asking others' opinions first. It can also lead to codependency issues later on in life when it comes time for independence. Number 3. Narcissistic mothers will lead you into abusive relationships with other people later. A daughter who grows up with this kind of mother might later find herself in an abusive relationship because she doesn't know how to love herself or anyone without it being conditional. The daughter's relationship with her mother is the first she will ever have, setting the standard for all future relationships. If she has a narcissistic mother and internalizes that behavior, she will be more likely to seek out partners who treat her poorly because she doesn't know any better. She may even marry someone who mirrors her mother in appearance or personality. She might even end up with a narcissistic partner herself. Number 4. Narcissistic mothers neglect your emotional needs. Narcissistic mothers can also cause damage by neglecting their children's emotional needs. Narcissists often fail at basic acts of kindness, like making sure their children eat or getting them ready for school, because they're so focused on themselves that they don't think about anyone else's needs except for their own. This means there are often consequences for those who don't meet the expectations set by narcissists. Daughters of narcissistic mothers often feel like they are not allowed to have their own interests or identity because everything is about the mother. Number 5. Narcissistic mothers will decide everything for you. Narcissistic mothers will often make decisions for their daughters without consulting them first or even letting them know what's happening until after. They may also try to control who the daughter interacts with, both socially and romantically, preventing the daughter from having healthy relationships with other people throughout life. The problem with a narcissistic mother is that she only sees her daughter as an extension of herself. She doesn't understand that her daughter has her own needs and desires, and she certainly can't comprehend why her daughter might want to be anything but what she wants her to be. Number 6. Narcissistic mothers use you as an extension of themselves. Narcissistic mothers can damage their daughters because they use their daughters to boost their self-esteem. When a narcissistic mother has a daughter, she often sees her daughter as an extension of herself rather than a person with needs and desires of her own. This leads to the mother putting herself in the center of everything, making it about herself rather than her daughter. A narcissistic mother may have a special relationship with her daughter because she sees her as an extension of herself. She may see her daughter as a reflection of herself and expect her to live up to unrealistic expectations. The problem with this type of personality is that it leaves little room for growth and development. Narcissistic mothers have difficulty seeing other people as anything but extensions of themselves. They need everything to make themselves feel good, so they expect everyone else to do the same thing. Number 7. Narcissistic mothers will let you believe that love is always conditional. Narcissists love conditionally. They will always be on the lookout for admiration and attention. This mentality originates from growing up with a mother who only loves and approves of you if you do what she says. This causes a person to view everything and everyone in black and white. This causes emotional ups and downs, as well as detachment. It can cause someone to not accept a person for the good and evil and only give love conditionally. Because of this, it will also lead to future relationship failures or low self-esteem. Number 8. Narcissistic mothers let you develop people-pleasing tendencies. As their daughter, you might develop people-pleasing tendencies from constantly striving to meet the needs of your narcissistic mother as a child. You may become someone who always wants to cater to other people's needs, even if you don't owe them anything. Aside from this, you might also neglect your own needs in a relationship or consider yourself a burden to other people. Even though you may feel like a bother, know that you deserve to be supported and cared for by yourself and others. Number 9. Narcissistic mothers will blame you constantly. Narcissistic mothers can be very damaging to their daughters because they often feel as though they are the only ones who know how to make things right. Narcissistic mothers tend to believe that if something terrible happens, it's because someone else is at fault, not them. This can lead to a mother who is overly controlling, demanding, and manipulative of her daughter. Narcissistic mothers often blame their children for making them feel bad about themselves. This causes the child to believe that they are responsible for other people's actions towards them and how they feel about themselves. This can lead to low self-esteem issues, depression, or anxiety disorders. Suppose your mother blamed you as a child for your troubles. In that case, you may naturally believe that everything is your responsibility as an adult. Being blamed for everything builds a cycle in which you begin to blame yourself for everything that goes wrong. Number 10. Narcissistic mothers will shape you to be like them, having narcissistic tendencies. Having a narcissistic mother will make you pick up your mother's narcissistic tendencies, consciously or not. When you find someone who wants to be with you, you constantly ask for validation and reassurance about whether they like you or whether you're enough for them. You may develop the thinking of beating your mother by joining her. You ensure that the attention of everybody is on you, so you'll never be able to feel worthless again. Having a narcissistic mother results in significant emotional damage as you grow up. Narcissistic mothers can be very critical and emotionally abusive towards their daughters. They may also use guilt to get what they want from their children. Because narcissistic mothers don't think they're doing anything wrong, they may not realize their actions hurt their daughters. What do you think? I encourage you to leave a comment below. Like this video and subscribe to this channel. Do not miss this exciting video over here.